Hello, hello. I'm glad that I'm able to reach you guys in some way, shape, or form. As you probably know, we chose to forestall going in person today because the snow was to the point that we felt we might get there just fine. And then when we leave an hour and a half later, nobody can get home. And we didn't want people to get stranded in the snow overnight, thought that might be dangerous or a problem. So we said, "Hey, I think this week we ought to." For the club and I decided. He said, "Sam, I think the wise decision would be to not tell people to leave their house today." So I wanted to go ahead and read you just a short thing about what I would have possibly talked about today. I'm not sure we'll get through all of it, but at least some of what I would have talked about today. And also, what I'd like you to have in your mind and your heart when we come in next week. So I'm reading out of Psalm 100, and I'd like to read that with you. It says, "Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know ye that the Lord, he is God. It is he that hath made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people, and the sheep of his pasture. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving, and into his courts with praise. Be ye thankful unto him, and bless his name. For the Lord is good, his mercy is everlasting, and his truth endureth to all generations." Uh, I love this set. I love this chapter. It's great. It's so good for kind of centering us on where we ought to be, where God just says, "Hey, you should enjoy your life with me. You should spend time enjoying it, having fun with it, talking about it, going through it, and taking some real time to say, man, what God has done is good. The way he's cared for us, the way he's offered us labor to do and to better our lives is all good." How he talks about, he says, "Enter into his gates with thanksgiving and into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him and bless his name." Thanksgiving, the first Thanksgiving, not everybody may know the story. Uh, when the Pilgrims came over, they landed in the Plymouth area, and they built their settlement and their home. And they started off and they said, "You know what? It's good to share, and we all ought to share, and everybody ought to do their best." So they said, "Let's go ahead and we're going to take everybody do the best you can, and we'll take everything and we'll put it together. And at the end of the year, we'll all have what everybody had and what everybody needs to be able to do. And if you can do more, you do more. If you can do less, you'll do less. But you all do your best." And the problem became is that a lot of people just decided, "You know what? There's going to be a giant pile of food there, so I don't need to work too hard." And they wouldn't work too hard. And then other people would say, "Well, I'm doing all the work around here, and it's a waste of time because other people aren't doing the work." And so they didn't work too hard either. And when winter came, they nearly starved. They really struggled. And William Bradford, the governor of the colony, said, "Boy, people are not doing what they ought to, and we are in bad shape." And so the next year, when many of them starved, at least half of them were gone. And I believe it was more than that. More than half of them who had landed had died in the first year. And the next year, he said, "Hey, everybody is going to work. You're going to get your own plot of land, and you grow your food. If you grow it, great. If you don't, then you don't have anything. That's sad." And also, some Native Americans came along, Squanto, and came along and said, "Hey, I know English. Let me teach you how to plant corn. Let me teach you how to grow stuff here, and let me help you with gardening and everything." He helped them with the growing, and they worked on their hunting, and everybody got to work because everybody said, "Boy, if I don't work, I'm not going to eat." And they established that rule in the colony. They took the Bible and says, "He who does not work, neither should he eat." And that year, they had been received the blessings of having people come along who could help them and train them what to do. And they were given a great deal of bounty. The crops grew well. The hunting was good. They were able to make a good deal of food. And when late November came around and winter was on its way, they decided, you know what? We have a great deal of food, we have a great deal of supply. We need to take time to thank God for what he's done for us. And they took the day of Thanksgiving and they had a great big old meal, a feast to celebrate what God had given them because they're like, man, we have a bunch of food instead of everybody starving to death. And they took a great deal of time to say, God, you did this for us, you did this for us, you did this for us, you did this for us. God, we want to thank you. When we come next week, I want us to enter into his gates with thanksgiving. I'd like you to take some time this week to look at what God has done for you and how God has helped you. Look at the things that God has pulled you through, and maybe not say, boy, everything in my life has been peachy. The pilgrims' lives were not peachy. Half of them were dead. But they said, we went through these hard times, and God took us through these hard times, and now God has helped us through the other side. I'd love for you to come and to bring along next week your ideas and your thoughts on here's the things I've been through, here's what I've done my best on. God has been good to me, and God has blessed me in many ways. Let me tell you, God has done this, God has done this, God has done this, God has done this, and God has been good. That's what I'd like you to spend your week thinking on. That's what I'd like you to work on as we go. And that is what I'd like you to come in next week to ready to present. Also, of course, next week, because we're moving the Thanksgiving service to next week, I'll be bringing some food. I'll be bringing a pumpkin pie, and I'll probably be bringing a chicken along as well, because they probably won't have as many full size turkeys or anything around. But I'll bring a rotisserie chicken, and we'll have some lovely food there. And if you've got something you can bring, go ahead and text me. You guys know my number because it's going to be the number sending you this video. And I look forward to seeing you. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving, into his courts with praise. The Lord is God. We are the sheep of his pasture. You may be struggling, you may be going through things, but God is the shepherd, and we're in his pasture. He'll lead you where you need to go. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you with all my heart. I look forward to seeing you soon. You have a good night. Bye.